Generic greetings and welcome to Death Road's tournament. Today's beverage is a very distinctive iron brew, very carbonated indeed. So welcome to Death Road's tournament. This is a bit of a hybrid title, essentially a mix between a racing game and a deck-building roguelike. The story goes is that the moon has broken and now everybody fights in cars. I'm going to assume because it's just cool. It's got this sort of Mad Max slash death race aesthetic going on, and it's the first impressions on this video, I guess, because I've only played about 3 hours, and that's not even coming close to a win, so we'll have to see how things go. Either way, let's just jump in and I'll show you a little bit of the title, because I have been enjoying my time with the game thus far. Let's go to new run, and firstly we need to select our driver. We have Zed the Dude Murdoch, which is the sort of default starting character, but there's also other ones like Swift Daddy and Bolt, and there's loads of others to unlock. I think you unlock them by besting them in the main world, and the drivers have a bit of a story and some driver cards. So 3 cards which are always in your hand, which is like sort of their staple. They have a starting gadget, which is, in this particular case, the time catch. Again, 5 grip each time you end your turn on gear 5. I'll get on to what that means once we're in the game. It is actually very easy to get into, but there's a lot of stats and things to manage, so it can be, I think, quite a deep game. And then you have a skid deck as well, which is basically when things go wrong. So over to our vehicle, we've got a, well, it says choose your ride here, and this is the Buck Continental. It has a main chassis, then you've got your engines, your wheels, and then you've got like a rear, a top, and a forward-facing weapon. These parts will give you different cards, and again, we'll get onto the cards once we're in the game. You've got things like the Dyson A2000 here, which is basically equipped with loads of lasers. You've got the Buck Contender, which is, well, it's actually only got rear-mounted weapons, so you're going to have to get in front of the target. And then a Little Monster, sort of ironic, I name, because I've had little success with playing that. And then there's, I mean, look, there's loads of stuff to unlock, and I do like myself a game with like carrots, essentially. Oh, something to aim for. I do like that. Anyway, we're going to go with the Buck Contender here, and what happens is we are on the, is it the Ununited States? You can see it says Moon Impact Zones, and we have to get essentially from the west coast to the east coast to the ECCT, East Coast City Territory, and these are all the roads. Now you can start at different locations, and these are the sponsors. So that's the Runes of Seattle. The sponsor is High Voltage. Non-boss and non-challengers start the battle with 20% less condition. That's the health. We've got Loco Coco. Sponsor provides additional 20 free condition fix. We've got, what's this one here? Eon. Additional component to choose from. We've got Aztec. After choosing a sponsor, we get an additional gadget. And then finally, Post app, which is 20% more scrap. I'm going to go with the Aztec, and we gain an additional gadget, and this is in the South Los Angeles region, and let's go. So it says, what's that? Needlessly large bullet. First condition damage from any of your weapon cards is increased by 5. Let's collect that. And all of the opponents as well are now positioned. So these are the different characters that we can meet. And, well, I am going to try and meet one of them. I think if we go north, we might bump into this fellow here. So let's just head. You've got 2 routes to select from, and each route has things like enemies, so yeah, we'll see what this northern route has to offer, and looks like the other person's taking the south, so we should bump into one another. So the main objective is to destroy all enemies, and we have escapes. I'll touch on those later. And this is the enemy that we're versing. This is the RMB 08. Yes, it is a danger vacuum. It's a Roomba with loads of blades on it, like a drone thing, and this is all of their cards. They've got 35 health, amount of handling and regen, which is basically your currency for spending. Spending on cards. So we've drawn a total of 6 cards, all on the bottom here, and they're colour-coded based on where they come from. So red is your weapons, your tyres are in blue, your mortar's in orange, and, well, we've got 100 health with 12 armour shown on the right-hand side, as well as one of the most important stats, which is handling. So that represents driver's control, and each of the cards that we can play has a handling cost on the top left. So weak throttle costs 3, and it'll do something, this one in particular, based on the gear that we're in. So we'll start off at gear 1. If we're in gear 1 or 2, we can move forward or back 1 space. Gear 3 to 5, we move 2 spaces. So our weapons are all based on firing back over, and this guy is based on, well, attacking to the left or right. So we want to get ahead of it. So what we're going to do is maybe go with a... Well, we're going to have to go forward, but we've drawn no cards that say go like 2 spaces forward or gear up. So I'm going to go with tuning, which is going to increase our gear by 1 and give ourselves some temporary block, which is less condition damage. Condition is health, yeah. And we need to get ahead of it. So let's go and go 1. This is weak throttle, and then 2, and there we go. So we are now ahead of it. We've only got 5 handling left. Oil flood is 1 and will cost 2 to go down here, but that's not too much of a problem. And then what we'll do is we'll do oil flood, which is going to do a couple of things. It says 1 to activate it. It targets 3 spaces behind us. It causes on the target 8 handling damage, fragile, so it takes 50% more condition damage from all sources, so ramming and everything else, and it's weak, so it does less damage as well. Basically, this is going to absolutely mess it up and also show a very important mechanic of the game. In that, there you go, it's going to take it down to, it's down to 1 handling. That's its currency to spend on cards, as it is ours. So I'm going to end the turn, and it's got 1 to spend, and almost certainly it's got only 1 card. There we go. It couldn't actually do anything. It ran out of... It ran out of the currency. You couldn't actually play any of the cards, and if you do go to 0, you spin out. So we'll definitely be seeing that in this video. Anyway, tune in. We'll speed up that, and we want to go even higher gear. Yeah, there we go. So we're in top gear now, and all of these cards for speed. You can see how far we're going to go, which is pretty good. Anyway, we do have the hot wings here, and I think we will play that for 3. But that means we're going to have to go maybe back over to here. And then I don't want to go any further, and then we're going to do hot wings, and there we go, a bit of flame, so it's taken some damage. Sadly, we are on 1 handling, and it's on 9, which means it's going to get a full turn of basically bashing us to bits, although it's been pushed back by the road change. The road we haven't really covered, it can change up ahead, so it's coming forward. It's going to do probably the same again. Oh, it's probably just going to try and bash behind us, is it? And it did bash behind us, and oh, it's done something. It's skidding out. Okay, there we go. So it's skidding out, and right, it's back to where it started. So it hit us, which means it gives us the weak condition, which is 25% damage. We've got oil flood, which that wouldn't really do much at this stage. I'm gonna go with hands off, which is all about just. Yeah, it's just going to just redraw some cards here. I'm hoping for, yes, build up. That's going to give us, what's this stat? So there's quite a lot of stats and numbers to look at. So easy to get into, hard to master, I would imagine. Anyway, it's overload. Increase your condition and handling damage from all sources. So that's now showing 6 when we ram them and 4 for the handling. So we could just oil flood it. That would make it spin out. But quite frankly, I think what I'm going to do is going to go back 1, and then I'm going to ram into it. And there you go. That's caused 8 damage. Okay, and well, do we do that again, or do I just? No, we're going to do this. That's going to oil it, and well, here we go. It's going to spin out over there, but it is going to regen up to 5. We've got 4. Yeah, we're just going to speed up and go forward. Now, you might be thinking, well, why don't you just drive off? Well, on the top right, it says destroy all enemies or escape. So what you have to do is, if you escape, that goes down, and if that goes to 0, you lose the race essentially, because it's not about getting to the end as fast as possible per se. So you only have 5 choices, 5 chances to escape enemies, which is it's an interesting mechanic, one that I'm not a big fan of for one main reason, and that's if the enemy just happens to be unlucky, it could end up going on roads, and it could actually go off the back of the level, even if you're not like accelerating, and then that classes you escaping, even though it's basically just braked and left. I assume the game wants you to chase it, but it just doesn't feel right. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to just bash into it. I think we're just going to use this and bash into it. There we go. And Oh, you know what? I was going to be really clever about it and use oil slicks and stuff, but what's the point? I can just smash the danger vacuum. There we go. It's gone. Okay, so there we go. We gain a level of scrap. We now have 7 scrap. It's our currency. And we've now been given one of 3 things to pick from. We've got combustors, which is... yeah, that gives us the full throttle card. 80-inch steel off-road wheels, which would replace... our current wheels. They're actually not bad, those wheel block. It's actually a wheel clamp on there. Interesting. So in gear 1, you can bash left and right, so you don't actually move. You just bash into someone. After that, it's move and then move 2. But it's like 8 block. It's not bad. But because we don't have anything on the front, I'm going to equip this. It would have been nice if, for these, you can just select the cash equivalent. Like just say, oh, scrap it. I guess it doesn't really matter because when you go to the certain stations, you can sell parts. So we can go to garage at any point, and this is what we've got our car. It says spare part and spare part. That's just your default engine and wheels there. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is we will continue on to the next fight, which is going to be it's an angry buggy, and it has a grappling hook on the front. Okay, that's not ideal for us because... we're all about being ahead of them, so it's going to grappling hook us, isn't it? Alright, fair enough. Anyway, let's just increase our speed. I think the general rule is more speed, more better, especially with this car. What's this full throttle? That is bash backwards, pushing the opponent. Oh, okay, interesting. And then you speed ahead. Oh, so you bash and then you speed up, and then it also puts loads of conditions on the target. That's actually really interesting. Sadly, I can't use it at this stage, but it is interesting. So, we want to back up to about there, and we're on road here, so we're going to hot wings it, and there we go. And we have 6, no, only 3 left. I guess I can't really do much else. I'm just going to end the turn and give ourselves a little bit of a safety buffer. Almost certainly what they're going to do is swerve into our lane and then use their grappling hook, because why wouldn't they? That's... oh no, because they're going to ram us. Okay. And they're going to do it again. Oh, if they do it one more time, we'd run out of handling. But luckily, we've been all right. Okay, I guess we're going to go for twin turbo, and we're going to bash into them and bash into them again. That's going to give us this overload. Yeah, increased conditional damage. So it's 5 ram damage and 3 for. Yeah, that one. Full throttle would be so good right about now. Bash it, and I don't have to move, so I'm not. Now, their currency, as I said, is this. I'm just gonna make them spin out, because if they spin out to the left, they're just gonna smash into that wall and take all manner of damage. Sadly not, but they are gonna go there. They're gonna probably spend most of their turn trying to catch up. Okay, end the turn. There's us onto gravel now. Opponent's turn. Weave into our lane. They're going to have to then grapple or speed up. I think the grapple, yeah, can reach me, so it's going to pull us back a bit. So we've taken a bit of damage there, because we lost armour. But I'm fairly confident we can probably just smash this cart a bit. 8 damage. Nothing fancy here. Just smash it to bits. And there it goes. So we have received a little bit of damage, so... that's the thing. There is a parachute. Interesting. Block backward. Move backward and then get some grip. Okay. Right. We've also been given some guns on the front. And an oil barrel, which is double oil flood and 3 armour. With us having nothing on the front, I think we're going to go with the SMGs. So, there we go. We now have forward-facing weapons. So we now have options for fighting in the front. Let's go to this unknown event, which is Mobile Service Station. You spot an old mobile fuel dispenser trailing along the road. You remember those things rolling out back in the early 40s, but after the moon crash, they left unattended and most of them perished. Okay. So we could say quick fix. It says... no, we can't pay scrap to get a full health. get a good price for it. We can get 40 scrap and lose 10. Or we can 50-50 it. Gain 10 or lose 10. You know what? I'm not going to 50-50 it. I'm just going to scrap it. We're at the point where we've got enough health. Because we're coming up to a fixed station anyway. So we can either go to a fixed station. Or we can just get some scrap. I'm going to go with scrap. We're okay there. There's some more scrap. And there's also a wrecking ball on the back. Okay, let's collect that. Let's see what that may afford us. So the pinball card is 8 damage and 2 fragile. And the 8 ball is fragile and moves it backwards and stuff. Okay, and that would get rid of our oil flood. The problem with that is it's also quite expensive to play. I'm going to keep hold of the oil flood. I like that it costs 1, and that's just useful. Anyway, over to... I'm going to go to the north, because I'm hoping this other guy... Yes, so they're heading towards us here. So another road battle against this very angry buggy. Looks like it's got EMP lasers on the back. Plasma trails. And then, what is that? Thunderstrike. Okay, high-tech buggy it is. So it can shoot pretty much however it wants. Well, we're going to just get some speed up for a start. And I might just SMG it. Getting ahead of it would certainly help, but not necessarily help us. But we're just going to get some speed up. And there we go. I mean, if I'm ahead of it, it can only do the Thunderstrike. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to, again, increase our speed. And that'll be okay for now. It's just going to essentially lightning us from there. Oh, it's coming closer. And there's that lightning rod thing. Yep, so we take a little bit of... We don't take any damage, we just... Yeah, it takes it on the armour. And now what's the best thing to do? If we were to go ahead... I'm thinking of redrawing some cards, actually. That would smash into it. It'd only be 5 damage. I'm gonna do hands off, which is redraw some cards. SMG burst and full throttle. We're not going to be playing those. Perfect. We've just got hot wings. That's what we wanted. Right. Now things can happen. Smash into it there. And hot wings. Like that. Good. And I'll do that. And it takes it down to 5. I'm going to end my turn there. So it's only probably going to be able to play 1 or 2 cards at most. There's that lightning again. I think that's going to be the only thing it's going to do, you know. Yep, there it is. So we've been given SMG shot. Let's increase our speed to 5. Then build up. So basically all of our ramming is going to be pretty good. Going to get rid of weak throttle and speed racer. We don't need any of those, but we have been given, yes, the smashy one and then flame. Okay, keep it simple, just get it killed. It's a bit more damage than I would have liked, but hey, there it is. So we've been given sequential shifter, which would replace our full throttle, which we haven't really used it in anger, to be fair. We've got another engine, which is plus 6 armor for a start. And weak shift. I'm gonna equip that. I think it's better. Just double check the garage. Yeah, because we were on stock engine anyway. Right, fine. Next thing is an event. Something's going on. It says Fee Fighters. 2 hot rods blocking the road. Voice coming from an impressive sound system says, "We are the Fee Fighters, proud protectors of the lands, and rock band in our spare time. If a pass is what you seek, traveller, you must pay the tribute." So, if you're not letting me through, I'll go through you. Gain a component, start a battle, which is ultra loudspeaker, which is damage all around. Or pay tribute, which is take and leave me be. Lose 40, we've got 75, and gain a rewound tape. Gain 2 rage each time you reshuffle your draw pile. What's rage? Well, you know what? Let's buy the soundtrack from them. Continue. What's rage? I don't know. Fun's going to be in finding out. Next fight, we are up against a... Oh, we've got a drone and we've got a buggy. So it's a forward-facing drone and... I think it's a forward-facing buggy? No. So a rear-mounted buggy. It's got a grenade drop and we've got the forward-facing drone with the laser shot. And... ironically, it's given us the cards that are only forward-facing. Right, let's just do standard procedure, up gear, and draw some cards. There is build-up. Let's get that. And, I mean, I'm tempted just to... Yeah, I'm going to get close to this drone. We have to get closer, don't we? There we go. So I'm down to 3, and... Oh, the Turbo Lag card's a really cool card. You have to be in the just right sweet spot to get the most bonus out of it. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to use that because it only costs 1, and I'm going to sit next to it. Because it can ram me, but that's not what it's about. It's about shooting. So I have a feeling it's going to have to get closer. Here's the buggy coming in. It's going to spend most of its energy getting here. No, it's not. It's actually going to fling grenades out and damage its friend somewhat. This thing's almost dead. But it is going to shoot us now, which is a bit of a shame. And we're skidding out. And let's see what happens here. Oh, we're right behind the guy that can fling grenades. That's suboptimal. But to be fair, SMG burst right in front of us. Okay. I mean, we could just start shooting it to bits, couldn't we? Would that work? I mean, 20 damage. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can confirm does work. We wouldn't kill it if we were to do that. Because we only do 4 damage, it'd be 1 off. What's the best course of action? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go that way. And I'm going to use Hot Wings. So I don't have to deal with the drone. It leaves us in a bit of a vulnerable spot. We're on only... Yeah. Only 1 handling. And this guy's going to grenade us. You know, it's going to bash into us. And then that's going to make us spin out. Actually, that's not terrible. Unless the next thing it does is fling loads of grenades. Just opens the box. Which it could do. But it would probably spin out. No, I think that's it. Yeah, it is. Okay. I mean... Weak shift. Shift up. And... Could we just bash into it? 4, 5, 6, 7... Yeah, okay, let's do that. So, skip that move, but then we want to bash into it. And we should be left on 4, which means just ram into it. Often the simplest methods are the best. Okay, we'll collect those, and we've been given some side batteries. We've been given an interesting card. There's no shifting in that one. And no real shifting in that. I'm just going to pick the guns then. We'll collect them. And 1 more fight. It's going to be a similar fight. Yeah. How are we doing for health? We're on about 1/3 of our starting health. So we've got a harpoon buggy and this forward drone. And once again, we have... sadly, been only given forward-facing weapons. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards and hopefully we'll draw something rare. No, it did not do any of that. Speed up, and then semi-automatic to redraw, which is going to give us the oil flood. 3, go forward 1, and skip the movement. Now we'll do that. And it's going to spin out. Hopefully it'll move left and ram into its mate. Nope, it went the other way. Shame. Alright, well, we'll end the turn there. It's going to be a turn of pain. The look of it is, we will probably not be shot off at the drone unless the drone decides to shoot its friend too. Which is exactly what's happened. So I've got a bit of a skid out here, but it's only bashing, and but it's dropping down gears. Now we're moving. Move back into the other lane, and we've backed up a bit. Actually, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. And then the drone's going to move back, and then it's back to usual. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll shift at 1, we'll turbo lag it to 5, and I'm just going to smash straight into that drone. And I think it's going to be redraw of that and that. Hot wings is what we wanted. There's the hot wings. And what is the best course of action? I think ram into it, because that's going to reduce its handling, which means it's probably only going to do 1 laser shot this turn. Oh, looks like there's a lane blocked at the top there. Here's all of the ramming incoming, and it's dropping back. That's an interesting choice. This is just going to fire a laser, isn't it? And then that'll be it, yeah. And now it's our turn again. Semi-automatic, it'll draw 3 cards. Twin turbo, we'll activate that to basically ram this thing to death. There's no reason we can't do that. Yes, that's it, gone. Alright, we're going to redraw. We're going to redraw the front gun and the turning point. We've not got the flame shot, which is what I wanted. We do, however, have full throttle, which is probably about perfect about now, because it is ram, like that, and then off we go. So it's just going to have to spend its turn basically catching up. We've both dropped back because of the lane change, so we've lost a lane at the top, followed by this has gone into gravel. I might get a shot off. Yeah, it's got a shot off and pulled us back, but we've been given oil flood. I'm gonna redraw weak shift. We don't need those, and we'll do build up, which is going to mean oil flood is going to be exceptionally powerful. It lost 26 handling, and it's going to kill itself. Cool. Okay, that's that was easy enough done. That is options for us. No, we don't want any of that. There's some rusty spare wheels. We can get, I think they're better. Carbon fibre. Let's equip them. And are we going to have a big fight here? So, we can either get some scrap or sell your junk to buy some sweet parts. Let's do that. So, sell. Is there anything we're not using? We're not using these cannons. We're not using those. And that'll be it. We've only got 40 health. It says, Lucky Charm, when you change gear again to block, it's only 50. Oh, we've got increase handling by 1. Having 2 block is just useful. Hell, look at it. Is that... That's launch control. We literally got a rocket on the back. Okay, I'm going to go with the Lucky Charm. Sadly, we can't get the memory card. But let's do a mini boss fight type thing. Oh, they've got an interesting vehicle. Fire arrow on the front and some sort of... Oh, they've got a stinger that can drop out the back. Spike trap, yeah. Okay, let's fight. So we're not in a great position. In fact, we're a lot less health than they are. So we're probably going to lose this fight, actually, truth be told. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to do what we can. Let's do a tune-in to increase our... to get some temporary block here. And... I mean, if nothing else, we can just get near it. I would like to speed up, but that's not going to happen, is it? We'll use... None of these are ideal. I'm gonna redraw. I'm gonna redraw those. Weak shift. That's better. We'll shift up. So we can do twin turbo, and we'll move back over into its sort of dead zone where it can't really do much. I've only got 3. I can bash and push, but it's not going to work out. You know what I'm going to do? Turbo lag. We're right in the sweet spot, and I'm going to skip the move. So we're just... all we've done is basically increase our gear and given ourselves some block. We're just setting ourselves up for the next turn, and... oh, okay. Right. It's going to bash into us. I'm not worried. But if we can push it... oh, we're going to skid out. Here we go. Oh, we've skidded out into the closed lane. Hopefully we'll come back. We're not coming back. I think we have a turn to get out of it. We'll come back. Please don't skid back into it. No, we haven't. Right. I think we might have lucked out there. God, we're only at 40 health. But we can push it. If we were in high gear, it would be much better, though. Semi-automatic. And build up. And... push it into the other lane. And ram into it. And keep it there. Will that do? No, it has its turn to get out. No, it doesn't. That's Alberto Flamingo, who we managed to get the right combination of cards, and we let the terrain do the heavy lifting. Okay. There we go. Oh, there's some nitrous. Yeah, there's an interesting card, and there's Tune It Up wheels. Rusty off-road wheels. We'll just collect those. And the Collar of Suffering. If you have not performed a move action during your turn, gain 7 block. That's pretty good. But I think we will leave it there. We've got... how far? We've got about a third of the way towards the end. There's still some... other opponents, actually 2 others. Yeah, but we are on low health, so we will have to go to the fixed station. There's only 2 fixed stations anywhere, so yeah, we'll have to go to one of those. Either way, we're going to leave it there for now. That has been a bit of Death Road's tournament. Overall, enjoying my time with the game. There are a couple of quirks that I'm not too sure on. Like I say, there's no option to scrap parts at the end. I mean, like I say, you can keep them until you can go and sell. And the whole enemy just dropping out the back, it classes you running away. I'm not totally sold on. But other than that, there's not much to point at and say I don't really like that. I like the aesthetic. I like the maneuvering system. There's loads of cards, there's loads of combinations for the drivers and the vehicles, and lots of stats. Like I say, easy to get into, I think going to be hard to master. Either way, if you like what you see, by all means, let me know in the comments. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions, pop them there as well. That's been a bit of Death Road's tournament. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.